Hello, friends. Imagine a strong football team thrown out of FIFA World Cup at early stages. Coach says players did not play well. I am not accountable. A flourishing company suddenly loses momentum. CEO says I am not accountable. A student failing in all the subjects tells school is not good. I am not responsible. Can we accept these excuses? Are they acceptable? All persons saying they are not accountable. How does this attitude affect you and me? Every meaningful area of life is built upon responsibility, upon accountability. We all are accountable as per different role we are playing in our life as an adult, as parent, as employee, as employer, as a civilian or a government official. We are supposed to carry out our responsibility with sincerity and assume the accountability, assume the outcome of our actions, of our choices. Society is based on the responsibilities. Remove the responsibilities, and the fabric of society will start to collapse. We have to carry out our responsibility and assume accountability. But how do we respond to these responsibilities? What is our attitude? Be with us till the end of the video for this informative and engaging discussion. Welcome to Quran for Humanity channel. Here we discuss various complex questions of the life in light of Quran and Islam. All praise belongs to Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate. May peace and blessings be upon Prophet Muhammad, his family, and his companions. Accountability is the basic to our society. Society cannot function without accountability. Government is responsible to run all the civic facility efficiently. A civilian is responsible to follow the rules and regulations, to pay the taxes. An adult is responsible to take care of children and elder ones. Without accountability, society cannot function. There is something deeply strange, paradoxical about human nature. We expect accountability from each member of the society, but when it comes to us, we look elsewhere. We want justice, but we dislike being judged. We want each member of the society to be honest, but we find numerous excuses to conceal our dishonesty. We insist that every member of the society should assume the accountability for their actions. But when the spotlight falls on us, we look elsewhere. We blame circumstances. We blame bad luck. We blame other people. We blame upbringing. Accountability is something we eagerly demand from everyone else, but always try to avoid it ourselves. This tendency reaches every area of the life, but it becomes more evident when it comes to religion, when it comes to knowing God. When conversation turns to God, many people suddenly change their attitude. They resist the very principle they accepted everywhere else. They say, if God exists, He is alone responsible to reveal Himself. Many people say, knowing God is a personal choice, just like selecting a hobby or selecting a style of music or dressing. While many other people totally ignore the question, they make themselves so busy with mundane activities of the life and they think the deeper question will go away if they are busy with life. But why do we humans avoid responsibility when matter turns to God? We love this world so much that we do not want any restriction or our activities or on our affairs of this world. In present day society, we are encouraged to define our own truth, find our own purpose, define our own morals. If there is no higher authority, a person will become the final authority. Then every person becomes the final judge of their right and their wrong. But does this avoiding accountability help us? A student blames teacher instead of working hard. An employee blames the company. A businessman blames the economy. Government blames previous administration. Civilians blames government for the problems they themselves created. But does this attitude help us? It is useful. Is it working? Experience tells us otherwise. At some day or some point of time, accountability will come back to us and we will be held responsible. Coach may lose his post. CEO may lose his job. Student will suffer in his career. Same way, if we look elsewhere, someday we will be held accountable and we will have to explain our choices, our actions. Blaming others is very easy, but at some point of time it comes back to us. Many people believe that ignorance will excuse them, but that is not right. Ignorance of law is not an excuse. You cannot drive on the wrong side of the road, injure someone, and then claim, I didn't know the rule, I am not responsible. Same way, we cannot claim the ignorance about knowing God. Knowing God is our duty. Many people claim, why does God not make himself more visible to us? But they do not make any effort to know God. They want the surety without examination. They want certainty without investigation, answers without searching. Making efforts to know God is our duty. But how can we know God? What tools do we have to know God? There are plenty of tools to know God, but one of them is the Quran. And there are enough verses in the Quran which points towards God and towards our accountability to know Him. Here are some of the verses. First verse, this is from chapter number 10, verse number 57. The verse says, O humanity, indeed there has come to you a warning from your Lord. Means we are told that if we refer to the Quran, there are enough guidance, there are enough instructions for us to know God. Another verse, this is from chapter number 54, verse number 17, and the verse is like this. And we have certainly made the Quran easy for remembrance. So is there anyone who will remember? God says we have already made Quran easy for reminder, easy to understand. So is there anyone who will remember? In another verse, we are reminded that we will bear the consequences of our choice, of our actions. No other soul will bear our burden. It will be only us who has to bear the consequences. So here is the verse. This verse is from chapter number 6, verse number 174. Verse is like this. No one will reap except what they sow. No soul burdened with sin will bear burden of another. So it is made very clear here, and it will be only us who will bear the result of what we are doing. One more remarkable verse. This verse is from chapter number 17 and verse number 14. Verse is like this. It will be said, read your record. Sufficient is yourself against you this day as accountant. This is very serious verse. On the day of judgment, our deeds will be handed over to us, and it will be said, read your deeds. And we will not be in a position to blame anyone else. We will have to accept our accountability that day. The remarkable thing about God is that He is not forcing Himself upon any human. Rather, He allows dignity for a human to seek and know Him. He allows that freedom. He reveals himself enough for the people who look for him, who search for him, who seek him. But at the same time, he covers himself up for those people who want to ignore it. One day, the achievements that seem so important today will no longer define us. Wealth will change hands, career will come to an end, possessions can be left behind, our life can end with or without warning. The question that will remain whether we responded to the call of knowing God, to know God who gave us this life, who gave us this existence. If God exists, then knowing Him is not one of the many activities. Rather, it is the most important pursuit of this life. Ignorance of law is not an excuse. Ignoring or shying away from the deeper questions, deeper responsibilities is not the shield from the consequences. With this, we have come to the end of today's discussion. In our next video, we will bring some very crucial and interesting discussion about these topics. So be sure to watch that as well. Please subscribe to our channel if you are not subscribed it so far. If you want to read the Quran yourself, you can download it from our website quranforhumanity.org. May peace and guidance be upon entire humanity.